Okay, so alfalfa quality is the overall topic of my project. So, and then I just figured I'd provide some background information. So a brief introduction, more so for the people listening to the recording. My name is Jenna, and then I'm going to be a senior at UW-Madison, and I'm studying dairy science with a certificate in Ag Biz Management. So a little bit about why I wanted to be an intern was just being a dairy science major. I was interested in learning about the agronomy side and expanding my knowledge of crops. And then a little about why I picked my project. So I started with the idea that quality forage is essential for high producing dairy cows. And then based off this, Josh helped me come up with spraying my dad's field for bugs, because that's something he usually doesn't do. So we were curious to see the benefits of doing that. And then a little background about potato leafhoppers, because that was the pest we sprayed for. So they're lime green wedge-shaped insects you can see in the top picture up there. And they migrate northward from the Gulf states each summer on southern winds. And they're the most economically damaging pest of alfalfa in north central and northeast United States. And they stunt plant growth and cause yellowing of leaves, and this is known as hopper burn. So here you can see the characteristic like V-shaped yellowing on the tips. And then leafhoppers also decrease the crude protein content in alfalfa. And then that's a little leafhopper nymph if you can see it. And then also a little about boron. It's an essential micronutrient for all plants, especially alfalfa. It's vital for new growth, nodule health, and nitrogen utilization in legumes. It can increase yields and improve quality, and it's mobile in the soil, so that means it can leach through the profile over time and be lost, and that's how deficiencies are often come about. And it's an immobile plant nutrient, so deficiencies are first expressed in new growth, and the deficiencies are common in alfalfa. And you can see the yellow and red that's typically found on the upper leaves. And so getting into my project, it was a new seeding alfalfa field of my dad's, and so he'd cut it and then I swept it, and I found about 3 leafhoppers in the net. And then the following week I went out with Chris and we swept it again and found 7 leafhoppers, so the population had doubled. So that's when we decided that we should spray it. And so this is just a list of the products. The Select Max was to kill out some of the foxtail grass that was in there. And then the Max in Boron. And then the Arctic, which is the bug spray. And then Interlock, which I learned helps the chemicals go on better by reducing fines and drift. And then water. So then here you can just see the difference in root development based on like a new seeding alfalfa plant, and then a more established stand on the left is 4th year alfalfa. And leafhoppers damage new growth more, and you can kind of just see based on the roots, like the new seeding is a lot smaller than the established. And then leafhoppers also, like whether that's like the new growth is new seeding or it could be regrowth after cutting, just because there's less of the plant material there. And then here's a Nutri Solutions report. So I tissue tested the field a week after it was sprayed to see what we would find, and the untreated, you can see the red is deficient and the yellow is responsive. So the untreated, everything, like all the nutrients were deficient except for copper, which was responsive. But the treated, there's a lot more nutrients that became responsive, especially boron. It went from like 25.7 to 45. So that was a good jump to see that we moved the mark a little bit. And then getting into the results. So the treated alfalfa, the left and right pictures, are taller than the untreated test strip, which is in the middle there. And that's only about 6 or 7 inches. It's kind of hard to see on the screen. And then the left, the treated is about 15, and here it's roughly 11. So it's a decent amount of growth. And then more results. So the treated has more height based on the last slide, and also this one you can see 6 stems of each and just the height difference, and also how there's more leaves in the treated too, just because there's more height there. And then the bigger leaf size, you can see a lot in this picture. So the treated leaf is on the bottom. It's a lot bigger than the untreated leaf that's on the top there. It's a lot smaller. And then another interesting thing was we scissors cut the field and sent it into Rock River Lab, and they did a feed analysis and found that there's 1.24% more crude protein in the treated. So that was good to see, especially like if you consider the value of adding the protein somewhere else. And then to put numbers behind that, if you would feed 10 pounds of dry matter per cow per day with that 1% protein increase, that comes out to 10 cents per cow per day saved. So you're saving money by not having to find protein or buy it somewhere else. So it's a little over 10 cents saved. And then to wrap up, just spraying for leafhoppers or bugs in general can result in increased quantity and quality of alfalfa. So that kind of just shows the economic benefit that's there. And then just wanted to conclude by saying thank you to everyone at Country Visions for the opportunity to be an intern and help me learn throughout the summer.